Hi, this is Martha with Quality Driven Software, and I'm going to show you 7 things that Quality Driven Software can do that sets us apart from other survey softwares. So the first one is our dashboard, and you can select the date range you want to look at, and with that you'll see your individual score counts. This is our demo dashboard, and we're scoring on a scale of 1 to 4. Our response rate and any complaint issues that have come in. And then you can see these tabs are self-explanatory, but latest responses, that's pretty cool because a lot of companies will actually project this on their wall or either a TV monitor, and they will just show these surveys as they're coming in. It refreshes every 15 minutes. So that's great for projecting on your office or actually in the staff room as well. Lack of responses. This makes it nice. You can call and follow up or resend surveys based on the lack of responses. Score drop. We don't have anything that's falling in this area, but what that means is, say a client gave you a 4 the first time, but then maybe the next time they sent back a survey it was a 3. That's a subtle change and one that you may not notice, but it's important to notice because something went wrong. Something about this last service wasn't as good as the first one. So those people also come on our client watch list. Client watch list will include anybody that gave you a failing score, but also score drops. And then employee ranking, self-explanatory, but you can look at different time ranges and see exactly how your employees ranked. And then QA surveys, there's nothing in here, but if you perform quality checks out in the field, then you can actually enter this data under surveys and it will show up here. So you can look at that separately from, say, email surveys or phone surveys. Okay. The other thing that is unique about our software are the different ways you can look at reporting. So you can filter by most anything. If you wanted to look for just your company overall scores, which is similar to the dashboard, but you could pick your time range and then you would just apply filter based on that time range. But you can look at based on an individual client. You can look at your scores based on an individual employee. You can look for complaint issues and see exactly where your complaint issues are. Are they with a particular client or are they with a particular employee or both? And then you can look at your scores you can filter by your scores. So right now we already had a 4 in there, but you can choose whatever scores and then apply filter and you can see just that. And then type, this is just, you can filter out by email, quality check, or phone. Okay. Now, the other thing in reports is that you can actually get a employee report and you would pick your time range and then you would apply the filter. And then this is a handy report just in case you do bonuses or performance reviews or whatever, and you want to look over a certain time range and then see what each employee's average score was, what their response rates were. You can see how many surveys were returned and then their ranking. Okay, and then the other thing that is worth noting on here, you do have a client watch list report, and the only reason we have that on here versus the dashboard is because you may want to print that and then have that so you can, put that in your office or you can post it to the staff, whatever. Okay, and then the third thing I want to show you is that we have a lot of different ways to send surveys, and we have separate videos to go over this. I'm just going to show you that you can easily create an individual survey, and that name is a little misleading because you can actually send multiple surveys at once by just going in here and picking your clients, and then you can go and pick, say I have a team that did service this day on these people, then you can go and pick those employees. You can send now or schedule, so forth. Again, we have a video on that, so I'm not going to go into any more detail. But then you can also import a CSV. So you can, if you have scheduling software, that you can export your clients that were serviced that day and the employees that did the service, then that's easy. You just go here and you import them. We also have a sample survey that you can create your own CSV files. So if you don't know, CSV file is just a type of Excel file. So you would go in, you would have these headers, which would be very important on that CSV or Excel file. And then there's only certain fields that are required, such as the client name and the client email. Those really are the only two fields that are absolutely required. However, we recommend that you put in the service date so you can filter by service date. And then we also recommend that you are putting the employees who perform the service, because that's really what our software is about, is being able to not only look at your survey data coming back from your clients, but how are your employees performing. So that's sending a survey. And then the other thing that's really nice is that when you go in and say you want to set up a new survey, you can set up a survey for, let's just say I run a cleaning service and I want to have a residential survey, a commercial survey, and then I want to know about my office staff. So maybe I want to have an office performance survey or something, whatever you name it. You can save all different kinds of surveys and you can filter by those, and then what you would do is you would just put in your name, fill out all this. We have placeholder text in here to make it easy so you know what to put. Then you can either put your own landing page type message that you would use, or if you want to put in your own URL to direct them to your website, which helps with SEO, but also that way you can customize it. You may want to make a landing page for all your passing surveys and direct them to a landing page that maybe is asking for review links. And then you can separate out those that are a failing survey, so you're not asking for reviews from those people. And then of course, you have an alert email area where if you do get a failing score, it will alert one person, two people, whatever you want. You choose your icons, and then the other thing that I wanted to show you is here's these service areas, which are the same as complaint areas, or can be the same. And what I wanted to show you about that is for each survey template, you can make up your own complaint areas. So if I wanted to say make one for the office, then I might want to put, do we answer the phones quickly? Do we return your phone call or email promptly? Those kind of things. You can customize that. The next thing I wanted to show you is that under the client section, if you have a client who says, "Don't send me these surveys. I don't want to mess with them," or they say that maybe they're weekly and they don't want to be bothered with the surveys very often, you can go in here under your client and you can customize that. So you can say how often you want them to receive the survey, or maybe not at all. So anyway, that's an option. And then when you set up your account, you're going to have the option of being able to set up your rating scale. So a 1 to 4 or a 1 to 5 rating scale. And then the other thing that you can do that's different than most is you can set up users. So you can have a system administrator who's going to be most likely the owner, the one who set up the account. They'll automatically be your system administrator. And then you can have an administrator role, and that'll be the people who work in your office. The administrator role allows you to edit, do most everything in the software except for update or downgrade plans. So they can't make it more expensive for you, so forth, but they can do most everything you'd want somebody in the office to do. And then the other role is we have an employee. We actually have 2 employee roles. We have a role where the employee can only see their scores and their feedback, or a view all employee role, which is going to allow you to see everything, but you can't edit anything. And you also can't see the client's information. So you won't be able to have access to their phone numbers or their email addresses. Okay, and that is it. That's all I wanted to show you. But hopefully that gives you some insight. And just know we have a 14-day trial that does not require a credit card, anything. So sign up, give it a try. For sure, let us know if you're getting stuck on how to send a survey. We do have videos on that, but we want to hear from you if you're having any trouble. So thanks for listening, and we appreciate it. Thanks.